as an addendum to the stream earlier. I finally figured out how to do it, thanks to the people on the Dyson Sphere program Discord for showing me what to do. They explained a lot more things. So if I go to Dyson Sphere Editor, so what I've done here is I've created a ring going around the equatorial ridge, and you see this, the previous thing that was here, I deconstructed it, which doesn't destroy it, it just means we have some solar cells now which are floating in space, orbiting. And what I've done is I built this ridge, so we see we've got rockets going to these various parts here, and they're building nodes, and there are some vertical struts going through the various parts. And then what will happen is that these nodes, as they are built, they will siphon in solar cells. Now once I'm done expanding my rocket launch site, because going to need a lot more of these, that's for sure. Once I'm done expanding this bit, I will show you, because it really is quite pretty. So just put a bit there. I know there's plenty more lakes with sulfuric acid, so I'm not worried about losing that. And anyway, I think I'm probably good on sulfuric acid production. So let's jam a few more of these in. Can't really stick one in there, so I won't bother. Right. And anyway, what is my power consumption? Because these sites use a lot of power. They want quite a lot, and we're not producing quite a lot. So, so you see, there's a bunch of rockets and such. Yeah, that's nice. So I think I'm going to have some more ray receivers around the planet. That'll do. Now really what I should be doing is putting graviton lenses into these, and then they become even more efficient. Perhaps I will do that at a later date, but for the moment let's just keep on... This mode is far better than the previous mode for construction. I don't know why I didn't choose gold. Oh, to be fair, I didn't even look at the settings. I was just like, yeah, you know, that'll be fine, just do that, yeah, it's fine, it's all good. I also asked them, I said, hey, these rail guns, will they become redundant once I've got the rocket launchers? And they said, no, the frame is built with rockets, but the actual sails need to be launched into space via your rail guns. And then what happens is that nodes attract the sails, and then they make a shell using those materials. Right, so just about forward. The only thing with the God mode is I keep pressing M to get out of it. Don't need to, I just need to double right click twice. Like so. But for rapid construction, much better than the previous way I was doing it. So get some more of these in, because I still probably have a bottleneck with deuterium fuel cells, which I will address later as I'll be able to address other production shortages. So for the moment, the most abundant source of power is that big ball of fusion fire in the night sky. So, the night sky? Yes, the sun shines at night. The big ball of fusion there is better than the miniature fusion reactors I got down here. So that is what I shall be using. I wonder if they factored into the game, like when you cut off the sun shining on these planets, will it drastically reduce the temperature and make things happen? I don't know. it's still early access, it's still a beta, and it's just the amount of content for a beta early access is superb and very stable as well. I mean, I'm running a mod, well, I'm running two mods actually. I'm running copy inserters and the base mod needed on it. Oh, I don't have any foundation, otherwise I'd have buried the sign frames. Not to worry, let's just go around it. Got two more and that's it. That's all the ray receivers what I have in my possession. So if I land there, we see we've got close to 90% satisfaction, but not quite. But here's our huge facility of rockets what be launching into space. So if I just launch off, and there's one. Look, there they are. There's a stream, and look at that. So we see we've got a few wispy bits there. Those are solar sails, which are not fixed to any orbit because I deconstructed the nodes they were on. And this was a bit confusing, you see. So if I just tab to get out of that. So here's my editor. So we go, this is layer 1, and I do that, and it's like, well, great, okay, I'll follow this design here, and then I try to connect it, and there's like, so these points here, they're called nodes. That's a node, that's a node. Those are little nodes, and they can't be one space towards another. So I thought, okay, I'll just build a node there, and use this polygonal block there. No, that's not what you do. So these nodes, they got two spaces between them. So this is the smallest ring I could do. And then once you've built a section here, so these one-dimensional lines now become a two-dimensional panel. The two-dimensional panel, then you use the area fill tool, and that's a bit where you say, yes, fill this part with solar cells. So what I'm going to do is fly towards the Dyson sphere construction site, and here's our nodes. So what do we see here? We've got cyan, which is exciting. So it's not just orange and blue now, we also have cyan. So if I go here, and let's bring the speed right down, bring it right down. So what we got here is a node, and that's where rockets head in towards, as well as solar cells. And we have a frame structure, so the frame structure is going down there. And as you can see, it's still building, but now we see these solar cells, they're coming in, they're fitting to the node, and then once they go to the node sort of pushes them out, and it forms these panels. So how's about that? We have got ourselves a functioning, partially constructed, it's still a Dyson swarm, but it's turning into a Dyson ring, and then it will turn into a Dyson sphere. And we saw that, just a segment they made there, which will in turn go to there. And we see we've got more segments there. So these solar cells, they're launching over here at this point, and then some are deploying, and there's the orange ones. But you see so many of them are forming cyan streams, and they're going towards nodes. And that's perfect. So one of these orbits is, and then we've got this mess, which after an hour will dissipate, because that's the maximum life a solar cell will have. Whilst it's in the sphere itself, it's permanent, so once it's there until you tell it to deconstruct. So let's fly towards this bit. And the nice thing is, once you've built your Dyson sphere, you can deconstruct the vertical launch sites, and then you can reconstruct it on another planet, and then you can launch that, and you can deconstruct your rail guns, and you can construct that another thing as well. So here we go. See that there's panels, they're orange, and some of them are turning cyan, and the ones that are turning cyan are somehow floating their way Someone told me an astronomical unit in this game is probably closer to 40 kilometres, and a light year comprises of 60 astronomical units, whereas in real life, I mean, well, an astronomical unit is 8 light minutes. How many minutes are in a year? So you take the number of minutes in a year and you divide that by 8. That's how many astronomical units are in a light year. So yeah, and some estimates say that the Icarus, your mecha here, is approximately the size of New Zealand. That was the quote. The quote I had down. I mean, I don't know why they didn't say it was the size of Great Britain. As I was talking with the guys, and I said, you know, it's a shame when I go to a planet and it's like, why aren't you extracting any more of this resource? Oh, it's because the veins have been exploited and the miners can no longer extend their reach to the other veins which are further in. I would like a mobile harvester, like the Jupiter Mining Corporation's Red Dwarf, which goes to a planet and has various ships, like a mothership, which launch little ships, and just you can just say, yeah, go to this star system, extract all the unipolar magnets and or stalactite form, extract me the rare resources, and then when you're done with this, fill your hold with iron, or fill your hold with titanium or copper, or fill your hold with crude oil. Just keep doing things, and then when you've got a full hold, go to this star system and offload it there. Or doesn't even offload, it's just a case of the interstellar vessels will come to its cargo hold, pick up the resources they need, which you've said can be extracted. And so I'm going at 190, let's go at 200. So at 200, so this thing is going more than 200. But if I go on the Dyson Swarm now, it's now giving me 4.3 gigawatts, which is pretty good, because before, when it was just the Dyson Swarm, it was just giving me 1 gigawatt. I think a large part of it is these bits which are just floating in space, orbiting the sun. They when they eventually dissipate, that'll be it. But layer 2, can I delete that? If I delete that, they'll no longer be firing into it. I just want orbit 1. Yeah, so let's just delete that, and it's deactivated. And then there'll be a bunch of railguns which will no longer be active, because I no longer want this one, I just want this one. So yeah, so that's it really. There's not much to see now. It's going to take its while to build, and you see a long line of solar panels being built, and then look at it, it's like spider silk, just the way sort of it's there. It's ephemeral, very beautiful. I do like it. I do approve. Oh, so if we go back to this planet, this moon, and now let's see what's our power production there. 1.14 gigawatts. Yeah, we got loads of power here. But where's the? I think I just built it on the equator. No, go star map. So fusion reactors are there. Yeah. It's not actually firing anything, so maybe I don't have railguns here. Oh, I thought I did. Maybe they've all gone silent because they're all orbit 2. Hmm. Yep, seems like it. Alright, so let's go to the other moon, which is there. Oh, look at that. Just great ejectors, flotillas of... that's an armada of rockets. That is something... that is a sight to behold. So we go, all of these are firing. They're all doing orbit 1. And let's see, these ones are deactivated because it's at its pitch limit. It can't go any further. Right, I see. What, have they all been reassigned to orbit 1? Is that what's happening? Well, I tell you now, that is impressive. We're going to get there, guys. We're going to make it. This will be our thing. Now, one could say, but when you do that, you'll create a shadow around the sun. You'll eclipse it, so your solar panels no longer work. Well, it's a good thing we got these ray receivers with their receiving their rays. So we've got 1.21 gigawatts. 1.21 gigawatts. And yeah, we're using a fair bit of that. Now I do have some accumulators. I haven't really built them, so let's just plonk some down here. Let's just accumulate some power if ever I need some excess power. I built these on a mining facility because I thought to myself, there's not much power generation here, and if I have power accumulated there, when it occasionally launches an interstellar vessel where it needs a big bit of power, then it'll get it from the batteries, and then it'll be hunky and dory. 3, and then 2 and 1. Okay, so there's our accumulators built. And we're charging up with power, and we see 100% satisfaction, and consumption demand is 1.12, and we're producing 1.27. So, and we've got some energy being accumulated. Very nice. In so many ways, it feels like the sequel to Factorio. It's just like, well, congratulations on a rocket back. Here's some new technology. Can you go ahead and build us a Dyson sphere? Oh, a Dyson sphere? Yeah, I'll just build you a Dyson sphere. Yeah, you don't ask for much. You want the moon on a stick? Well, here's a plan to put a massive stick on the moon. Yeah, if you could do that, that would be great. Thanks. That site, after a while, is going to be very interesting, but as it is right now, that's, wow, this is why I had to record it, because it was like, I figured out how to do it, guys. I got it, and it's building 4.53 gigawatts, nearly 50,000 solar cells in orbit. Yeah, baby, yeah. And look at this. Look, we got panels going there. That's oh no, that's exciting. That is very exciting. I'm excited by this. I don't know if you can appreciate that, but this here, this is exciting. This is exciting. So whenever there's an excess bit of energy, it's charging up, and it's taking its time, but it is doing it. So one of these poles, I think I got a bunch of oh yeah, what about these? Yep, they're all orbit 1, so they'll add their lot in a bit. Ah yeah, here's my fusion reactors. 9 megawatts, it ain't much really. Especially when the ray receivers, I mean that was doing 5.82, 5.84. they charge up and then they go down based on how much time they've spent in the daylight. But yeah, that's impressive. That's great. That is the beginnings of a ring world, which will then become a Dyson sphere. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty damn cool, if you ask me. Especially with all those rockets launching as well. Those rockets will eventually stop when there's when they've built what needs to be built. When these frames and nodes are all completed, they will just stop. They will remain idle, and then I can go, okay, here's a new stage construction. But the main thing I think for the moment will be just letting it run, and yeah, just let her run, baby, let her run. How's about that, eh? How's about that? If I have the star as the focus of this thing, then yeah, we can see that's incredible. Truly, that is something. And eventually these will peter out because, like, again, it's a lifespan of 1 hour. I think these ones might be being pulled into the star. Who knows, eh? Who knows indeed. Look at that. I mean, that is something. I could watch all day, but no, that is it. So I can't believe this is not Factorio 2. The first game, I just thought, no, don't want to do it. So there's my game. It saved successfully, and that's it for the supplemental.